Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1 a.m. where I am, and I told you I'd be here. I told you. You didn't believe me, but here I am. I'm here. You're welcome. No, the reality is I was going to do a stream, and I set an alarm for 1 a.m. so I could get some sleep, wake up, and come on. But I couldn't sleep. I'm too excited. I'm way too excited about this. So here we are. Right now, we are looking at a stream of this is from Vatican News, their YouTube channel, and we're looking at a stream of St. Peter's Square as it is starting to become filled in with people. So, if you are one of the few people who are watching this stream, make sure to say hi in the comments or in the chat rather, and let me know where you're watching from. I'm probably going to get some folks from different time zones today, so that should be interesting. But I know there's also some usual folks, usual suspects that are probably here. All right. We got Crux et Ferrum, which I'm probably saying wrong. Late night popery, you know it. 24/7 popery. We got a bunch of folks in here. We got Aqua Jaffa. Thank you for being a member from the UK. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, this whole process is a little bit more friendly to your time zone than it is to mine. So congratulations. Australia in the house. Kansas. Isn't it like 4 a.m. for you guys? Thank God for my insomnia keeping me up and not letting me miss this. In Cali. God bless you. More folks from the UK or Britain. I don't know what the difference is because I'm an American. I don't know anything. We got Frankfurt. Clinton, God bless you too. 24/7 Popery is what's up. Estonia. From Australia. Down under. It's oh wow, so we're in the PM in Australia, 6 o'clock over there. Interesting. Yeah, so this is just going to be a very chill stream. We're going to be watching the smoke. From what I've heard, it's not expected that this next round of voting is going to lead to a candidate. It's very rare that a candidate has been elected or a new pope has been elected in two sessions, in two votes rather. So what is more likely is we will probably get a new pope by later on today. So I'm predicting, as I've heard other people say, I'm predicting that in this session of voting we're going to see black smoke, and then later on today, which I will be streaming as well, there will be maybe white smoke, more likely white smoke. If not, then probably the following day, one of those sessions will have white smoke. That's my prediction. 11 a.m. in Lithuania. Much nicer time-wise for you guys. Yeah. I've been Catholic through 2 previous conclaves. It will probably be later today or first thing tomorrow. All right. I trust your word. This is my first one, so I'm just going off what other people say and what we've seen in the past. And that kind of lines up with what you're saying. So I'm going to go with that prediction. But either way, I'm going to be here for the smoke because this is my first conclave. I don't want to miss anything. I want to be here for every single vote. Every single vote that is cast, I want to be here for it. 4 p.m. in the Philippines, very nice. 10 a.m. in Poland, beautiful. You got your coffee there. Alarm just went off and I'm here to party. Let's go. 3 a.m. We're powering through. Appreciate you doing this. I feel the same. I appreciate you being here, man. It would be really boring if I was just the only person here. I didn't think this many people would be on the stream, to be honest. I think Benedict the 16th conclave took 48 hours. 24 is around standard. Yeah. So I'm predicting or I'm expecting something in between those two. If you guys could do me a huge favor and like the stream, we have 53 folks in here and only 8 likes. If we can get this, the likes up, we can get more folks in here to hang out with us, and this will be much more fun. Thank you. 4 a.m. in Michigan. Oof. Are times for voting set in stone or can they be delayed? I don't really know. My understanding is that they're set in stone. That's what it seems to be. But I really don't know. You want all the smoke. I sure do. Papa Francis was Pope when I became Catholic. Me too. 11 p.m. in the Middle East. Okay, it's getting a little late over there. Nice. Thank you guys for liking the stream. Appreciate that. See those counts going up. Speaking of counts going up, more people are starting to funnel into St. Peter's Square. How many of you guys were here for the stream earlier? The 5-hour stream that I did, followed by a 2-hour stream. That was pretty insane. But I've recovered emotionally and mentally and physically, and we're back. Yes, Michael Thomas is correct. It is an extra 2,000 years of purgatory if you neglect to hit the like button at the start. So we really don't want you guys to go through that. Let's just skip that and hit the like button. Based, I can only do 1 hour. Dude, it was rough. I don't recommend it. I came into it so strong too. I was so confident. And I was like, you know what? I got my coffee. I'm excited. First conclave. I'm going to be here all day. I'll be here until we have a pope. And then a few hours in, I was like, oh, bro, I'm tired. I had a bunch of guests come on as they basically talked while I slowly fell asleep, which I felt bad about. But what can you do? Hopefully nobody got pinged obnoxiously by their phone from the Discord notice for this stream. But it is what it is. You should have your phone settings be more reasonable. Turn off your notifications at night. Really nice shots of some beautiful statues and artwork around the Vatican. Beautiful. We have here Jesus handing Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Whatever he binds on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever he looses on earth will be loosed in heaven. Straight up gangster. That is so cool. I want to go to Rome so bad. Pope St. Peter. How confident would you have to be to take the name Peter the Second? I just finished editing a video. I was watching a Star Wars video while it uploads when I got a notification. Conclave is better viewing than Star Wars commentary. I'm flattered. I hope I live up to that. Did you stay all night or did you just wake up? I stayed up. I mean, I wasn't on stream all night, but I stayed up. I tried to go to sleep. I'm just too excited. I can't sleep. I set an alarm. I was like, I'm going to knock out, get a couple hours before I do this. Not happening. I was scrolling on X the whole time. Last time the Seagull was the star of the show. I know. I want to see. Let's look at some pictures from yesterday. The Seagulls were adorable. They have the best seat. They're going to find out before anybody else does when the smoke comes out. If Cardinal Pizzaballa gets elected and doesn't choose the name Papa John, I'm leaving the church. You know? Can't say I blame you, brother. Okay, let's see if this works. All right, horribly formatted, but we can work with it. Here's the seagulls from yesterday. I like this baby one is really cute. I didn't notice that at first. This little guy. They're just waiting. They're waiting with all of us. Can we put a camera on the Seagull? I want to see the Seagull's point of view when the smoke comes out. First conclave for you as well. Greetings from France. God bless you, and God bless France, the eldest daughter of the church. Very cool. They want to know. It's little guy's first conclave as well. He's like, I wonder who it's going to be. It's my first conclave. This is so exciting. Glad I'm not the only one up. Yeah. I was considering not doing a stream. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be up anyways watching somebody stream the results. So I might as well just stream myself as well. 72 people in here. That's crazy. What are y'all doing? What are you doing? Am I willing to miss my Vespers prayer at 1700 hours in 50 minutes? Nah, I think you got to go. I think you got to do it. You got to go pray. Thank you for liking the stream, y'all. Remember I said when we had 50 people in here, I was like, if you guys like the stream, more people will find the stream. And then you liked it, and now more people are in here. So it really does work. So thank you. Did you know seagulls live between 10 to 20 years? So one was around during the last pope. I wish we had a way to know that if it was the same seagull that was there last time. You know, can we put a marker on it or something? We are watching the chimney. Very true. So it looks like more people are starting to show up. They estimated that yesterday there were between 40 and 50,000 people in St. Peter's Square. How incredible. Hey, thank you for sharing the stream. Yeah, if you guys have people who are up right now and you think they would enjoy hanging out with some random dude and watch the stream together, go ahead and share it. We're watching the chimney. There it is. Where's the seagulls? It's too early for them. They're like, yeah, it's not time yet. They know what's up. We might not even get smoke. I think I read the first vote is supposed to take place at in the middle of the hour. So for me, that's 1:30 a.m. But we probably won't even get smoke. I mean, the last vote, we got smoke very late. I think it was like an hour or two late. So we might see something similar here. And of course, if the first vote is inconclusive, then they won't show any smoke. They'll just go directly into the next vote, try again. And then the results of that vote will get sent out to the masses, whether it's successful or not. We got Hungary. What time is it in Hungary? Another person from Australia. God bless you. Thank you for Matt Frad. We stole Matt Frad from you, and it's honestly the best trade that's ever been made. Best deal in the history of deals. When Pope Francis went to Brazil, over 3 million people went to see him. That's so cool. I would have gone. That's for sure. Hungary is same time zone as the Vatican. That's convenient right now. I love these seagulls. Seagull guys guarding the chimney is a virtuous act. Indeed. Started to see you on my Instagram feed lately. Just subscribe to your channel. Do you have a candidate in mind for Pope? Well, thank you for subscribing. I'm glad I've been showing up on your feed on Instagram. I've been trying to do more short form content on there and other platforms. So I'm glad that's working. As far as candidates in mind, I genuinely have no idea like who is possible. And I also know that, there's the two names that keep getting thrown around. At least the two names that I really like are Pizzaballa and Cardinal Sarah. But I also know that it's very possible that there are some equally good or even potentially better candidates who we have no idea about. There's 133 cardinals. I know the names of maybe four, and I'm sure there are plenty of other amazing cardinals who would do great. So I don't have a strong opinion, is what I'm trying to say. About to go crazy if the smoke turns white. Oh, it's your first conclave too. Nice. If you were elected pope, what name would you take? I have no idea. I would just, I would say you guys made a mistake. That's what I would say. Francis was my pope for only 2 days after I was confirmed. Yeah, that is the case for many. My wife as well. But my wife is really excited to see all this process. And I think it's really shown her the beauty of the church. Yes, I'm live. This is not fake. From Saudi Arabia. Are you allowed to watch this in Saudi Arabia? From China. Are you allowed to watch this in China? What do I think of Tegel? I don't know enough about him, to be honest. This is a horrible idea. You guys have no idea how bad this would be. And, theology aside, look, I don't know enough about theology to be a good pope or enough about anything really. But the worst thing would be if I had to go to social settings and talk to 50,000 people or something and then shake everybody's hand. Did you see me on the stream yesterday? I nearly fell asleep in the middle of talking to a priest because I was streaming for 7 hours. I would knock out. Like, there's no chance that I would be uh, an even average or decent pope. It would be a disaster. It's very rare, but do you think someone from outside the conclave gets to be pope? Probably not this time, but I wouldn't mind seeing that be the norm again. Um, there's some really solid folks who are not in the conclave who would probably be great popes. Ishmael Youssef is in the chat because he's awesome. Just woke up and need to go to work. Just wanted to say good morning and God bless you all. I can't stay on here for long. Y'all are amazing. Dude, God bless you. Thanks for coming by. What name would I take? I would take Junipero Sarah. It'd just be Sarah. Pope Sarah the First. South African living in the Philippines. God bless you. Philippines are dope. Have coffee? I don't know because I might want to go to sleep after this, but I also don't know if I'll be able to sleep. Who did I have in mind outside the Cardinals? I don't know. I know I said that, but now I don't. Now that I think about it, I don't know. Like Bishop Barron is cool. Father Mike Schmitzer cool, but there's probably like I would choose like some random African priest, honestly, because those dudes are awesome. Or like a Middle Eastern priest. I have it on good authority that we don't need a pope. Source: some YouTube comments I read. Yeah, if we have time, I'm going to talk about some stuff that's been going around X regarding the papacy and such and the Catholic Church. People are so mad that everyone's paying attention to the Catholic Church right now. So there's the Seagull. What up? Make a cocktail of coffee and Red Bull for the next stream, and you're good to go. Philippines want Cardinal Tagle. All right. Feel kind of bad for taking a sick day off from work to be here. Yeah, that might be something you bring up in confession. We need a younger intellectual pope who would connect divided Catholic sides. I could see that. Is Pope Defenders in here? I didn't see him. Who needs sleep when Jesus is our rest? Amen. Hey, thank you for the super chat. I'm glad you are a convert on YouTube and sharing your new faith. I've been watching you from day one. Whoa, no way. God bless you. Where am I? I'm in California. Oh, Clinton is Pope Defenders. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the super chat and thank you for the kind words. I'm glad that people are benefiting from the stuff that I put out. Like I keep saying, I don't want to just put out stuff for my own ego. Uh, that gets very old very fast. So I like to know that it's always helpful for me when I hear that these videos are actually helping people. So Clinton is Pope Defenders. Thank you for defending the Pope. Now you'll have a new Pope to defend. It's going to bring a whole new bag of worms. The younger gen cardinals are more orthodox than the older ones. I keep hearing that about priests as well. Seems to be the case universally. I woke up worried I missed the second smoke. It's going to be like a trauma thing where we're all going to wake up in the middle of the night like, did I miss it? Where in California? Bro, you trying to get me to dox myself? What is this? Are we all up for the newly elected Holy Father to be like Pope Francis in his simplicity? I'm down. Although it would be pretty based to see him, to see whoever is elected wearing like the full papal regalia or whatever it's called. And not me on my workbench looking at a chimney. Look at the chimney. Why are we looking at these people? We want to see the chimney. I would go with the name Pope Saint John Paul II the first. The news media would hate to talk about you. Like there'd be no headlines about you because that's just way too much. Or they'd have to abbreviate it. PPSJP21. We may not have a can of worms, but instead a can of bees. All right, all right. I hope we get a pope that unites, that will unite the Catholic and Orthodox Church. I will weep for days. Same here. That should be one of the top things. I mean, again, I would not be a good pope. I don't know what even goes into that. So I can't be speaking about what should be on the top of the pope's priority list, but that seems like one of the things that would be like in the top 10, top 5 perhaps of priorities, and that seemed to be the case for Pope Francis. He seemed to be really trying to foster a relationship between the East, the Orthodox and the Roman Catholic Church. So continue that, please, whoever gets in. I challenge everyone in this chat to fast today and the days following till we have a new pope. That's a great idea. I ate some almonds already, so I might be out of the running, but I could maybe skip a meal. As soon as Francis died, the Vatican broke out the regalia, probably the direction they want to go. People missed it. Francis was a different papal cat in that regard. Yeah. I mean, he was very humble, and I love that about him. Didn't even live in the papal palace. He lived in a guest house. What was the difference between proliferation of the TLM between Benedict XVI and Francis? My understanding, again, I'm a baby Catholic, so I don't have all the history here. But my understanding is that uh, while it was more available under Pope Benedict XVI, I don't know what his specific policy was on it, but under Pope Francis, he restricted it in many ways, and you had to get express permission from your bishop in order to be able to perform a traditional Latin mass at your parish. So I think before it was like default that you could, but then by default it was restricted and you had to get express permission. My understanding, I could be wrong, but yeah. What does Pope John Paul II mean to you? For me, he's my favorite pope besides Peter. Wow. I am planning on reading some of his books this year, or one of them rather. So I want to read. I think it's Theology of the Body. He seemed to have done a lot of good work in the realm of sexual ethics, and I think that's really important for our time right now because we have such a disastrous view of sex that it's ruining relationships and it's ruining our relationship with God most importantly. So I think that is in my opinion that's like the part of his legacy that I appreciate the most is his work on that. Wearing my scapular that was blessed by St. John Paul. No way. Till we have a new pope and rosary is my favorite always of course. Rosary is with me always of course. Nice. Most people in Poland hold John Paul II defeated communism. Also very important. So that's good. Also a baby Catholic and didn't expect to be getting a new pope, archbishop, and parish priest right after I was confirmed. But hey, it's a good conversation starter. That is true. Keeps things interesting. These shots are amazing. It doesn't even look real, some of these. Can a pope change or contradict church doctrine? No. Seagull Pope merch. I'm down. Who was the last pope to sport a beard? I don't know. Are you aware of any of the miracles linked to Pope Francis, not officially affirmed by the church? I haven't heard about any of that. Pope JP2 the based. Yes. Thank you for the super chat. Good afternoon from India. A small coffee money for you. Thank you. Hope we get a pope who loves Jesus and brings unity and orthodoxy to the church. Me too. That's a great thing to hope for. Pope Stephen Seagull the First. My favorite church in Rome. I have never been to Rome, but I would like to. Swede. Hello. Good morning or afternoon or whatever time it is for you. A little bit more people starting to come in. I wonder if it's going to be pretty light for this first vote sesh. Because I maybe people realize like it's not the very first voting session. So maybe I don't know. Like the first voting session where the first smoke comes out, you want to be there for that first one. But then this one is like a middle one and no one really expects white smoke this time. So maybe they're like, whatever. Join the Discord, everybody, if you haven't. Also hit the like button if you haven't. There's way more people watching than have liked. So please go ahead and do that. It's free and it helps out a lot. Bruh, good morning. I grew up in the evangelical/Protestant church. I think the right pope could even bring some Protestant denominations to consider Catholicism. Who knows? Praying for a good pope. That is not unlikely. I mean, I think even this whole, I've been saying, I think this whole process of the conclave and even the funeral of Pope Francis, like the beauty of everything and the celebration that's going to come after is probably already going to draw a lot of people to the church. Yes, Sips does have a Discord. But yeah, if a pope gets in there who can be a voice for unity among Christians, that could be very helpful for Protestants to convert. I like the idea of a pope with a solid beard. Love from Perth, Australia. So many Australians. Why are all these Australians watching me? Not the audience I expected, but I love it. Again, thank you for Matt Frad. Very happy we stole him from you guys. Best trade deal in the history of trade deals. Clorox Bleach, thank you for the super chat. Says, I mentioned on a stream last year in December that I was scared to tell my family I wanted to be Catholic. You were very encouraging. Thanks. Had one day as a Catholic and then the Pope passed. Yeah. Many people have been having to deal with that. But I also don't think Pope Francis would want us to sit and mourn for him too long. I think he'd want us to also be excited. We're in a Jubilee year. We're entering a new time in the church with a new Pope. So, while it's a hard time to see Pope Francis go, I think this can also be a very exciting time where you get to see all of the mechanics of the church, the leadership changing hands and even a papal funeral. Like, you get to see all of these things as a brand new Catholic. We just knocked off work. It's 4:30 p.m. That makes sense. Afternoon in Australia. Man, I should crack open a beer with my Australian bros. Stay time. Thank you everybody for the time update in Australia. Anyone else from Puerto Rico watching? Good question. I don't know what this means, but thank you. Dawson says, I just converted. I know a lot of people looking at the church and especially Holy Pope could catch that convert wind of the Holy Spirit and run with it. Very true. Welcome to the church, by the way, if I haven't said that already. Congrats. Another Aussie here in the trade deal with Matt, Frad. What did we get in return? Seems like a robbery rather than a trade. Hey, it was a fair trade. We all agreed to the terms. We get Matt Frad and you get all of us now think nicely of Australia because of Matt Frad. That might not have happened otherwise. Now we're all like, hey, this Matt Frad guy from Australia, really cool guy. And Australia must be very cool as well. So you traded him for a positive impression of Australia. Cigars with Sips. Would you do a monthly YouTube show with me to connect with the Aussies? Sure, I'm down. I have some cigars too. Got some Pint of the Aquinas cigars, which are excellent, by the way. I think they're on pre-order right now, so they're not sponsoring me or anything, but they're really good cigars. Australia lost Matt Frad. And a war with emus, massive L. Poor Australia. It's okay, Australia. Hey, we got someone from Italy. Are you in Rome? Do we have somebody in Rome? Some prots don't want Ray Comfort. Yeah, you guys can take Ray Comfort off our hands. Is Ray Comfort in America? I think he is. Right? Yeah, you guys can take him. Fair trade. Thoughts on Marie Emmanuel? I think he's very wise on some subjects, and sometimes I like to listen to him speak. He's a very good speaker. But obviously, theologically, there's a lot of problems. For one, he's not part of a church. That's concerning. So I believe he has apostolic succession. So the sacraments that he institutes are valid but illicit. And it's kind of not good that his church is not in communion with any other church. Don't recommend that. I would love to see a pope take the name Augustine. That would be really cool. Augustine, Aquinas, Polycarp. Come on, Pope Polycarp. That's dope. Who else we got? Ignatius of Antioch. Ignatius of Antioch is one of my favorite saints. He's so gangster. Who I think he said one of his quotes that was my favorite was like, "He who is close to the sword is close to God." As he was going to his martyrdom, he's like, "I can't wait." He's great. Are you a good person? No. Thank you for asking. He's in America, but originally from New Zealand. Okay, well, that's where my ignorance comes in because I don't really know the difference between New Zealand and Australia. I'm just kidding. I know that they're different countries, but if I were to listen to an Australian person and a New Zealand person speak, I'd have a hard time telling. I think New Zealand, maybe they sound a little more exaggerated in their accent, but I don't know. Can't really tell the difference. TBH. Uh, when is the second smoke supposed to appear? So right now they should be submitting their votes, and if those come with a 2/3 majority for somebody, then we'll see white smoke probably within the next 30 minutes. I'm guessing that's not going to happen, which means if that doesn't happen, then they will move right into another session of voting, and then we'll see the results of that one. So I'm guessing within the next hour and a half or 2 hours, we'll probably see smoke. Pope Maria Goretti, down. Shout out in Cebu, Philippines. God bless you and God bless the Philippines. Oh, you're not in Rome? All right, that's okay. Me neither. Pope Irenaeus. Let's go. Pope Athanasius. What about like, I don't know if Nicholas has been taken. St. Nicholas, Pope Santa Claus. New Zealand and Australia are the same country, I think. I don't think that's the case. Pope Luther Calvin the First. No, thank you. No, thank you. Pope Sarah, Pope Junipero Sarah the First. Pope Irenaeus would be cool, although you might be a little biased. Oh, there have been Pope Nicholas. Okay. Pope Olga, let's go. That would be crazy. No, no to Pope Judas. What a beautiful chimney. Pope Juan Diego. Pope Carlo Acutis. Ooh. Pope Peter II. I feel like they'd be too scared. I'd be too scared. You don't want to be taking Pope Peter. Pope Chrysostom. Here we go. Pope Martyr. Whoa. No, Eric, there's no smoke. It's just a seagull. Pope Poperson? Down. Seagull is here. Thank you, Lil Wayne, for being here. I was a huge fan of your music when I was in middle school, so thank you. What an honor. Pope Athanasius. We need some Contramundi right now. Pope Michael the Archangel. The seagull knows something we don't. Yes, the seagull is secretly feeding information to rad trads on the internet. He's listening in through the chimney, so he knows exactly what's happening. Pope Jesus, bro. No one's doing that. Pope JP the Third. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Pope Enoch. Oh yeah. Pope Seagull the Patient. These are so dumb. Pope Hilarious. There was an anti-pope from Alabama who called himself Pope Michael. I remember hearing about that. There are also some Antipopes, I believe in Spain, who have all taken the name Pope Peter. So I think there's like Pope Peter the Third right now in some wannabe version of Catholicism. Pope Polycarp because it means many goldfish. And also because St. Polycarp survived being burned at the stake. Very cool. Right, the Palmarian Church. Really sad, really cringe, really embarrassing. Eric says he is the Pope. Seems to be a popular claim nowadays. A lot of people claiming to be the Pope. Pope Albus, as in Albus Dumbledore. We need first Saint Muhammad convert from Islam. Well, we have Ishmael, who converted from Islam. Well, I guess Islam to atheism to Catholicism. So once he gets canonized, we could have Pope Ishmael of Arabia, Pope John the First Baptist. What's the prediction? I've heard several people predict that. So right now we're on the second ballot. I'm guessing it's going to be the fifth ballot or latest, maybe the sixth ballot tomorrow. That's my prediction, but we shall see. I think Pope Francis was elected on the fifth ballot. Benedict the 16th, I believe, was elected on the fourth ballot. Pope John Paul II was, I think, a later ballot. So, yeah, 5 or 6 ballots is about standard. Yeah. Have there been any popes who were converts? I'm not sure. Please pray for the Protestants. They're getting really mad. Yeah, I'm going to do a video about that. I might just do that during the stream, but it's getting kind of crazy out there. Came here for the title expecting you to be huffing a cigar. Disappointed. It's okay. I would love to be smoking a cigar right now, but yeah, smoking in the house is, women are not a fan of that, I've learned. Joachim, bro, is it really you from the TikTok days? No way. My brother. You're not smoking? Ishmael is from Egypt. I know, but he says he has his name as Ish of Arabia on various platforms. So I don't know. Where is Arabia? It would Egypt be part of Arabia, like historical Arabia? I have no idea. The Mormons are also going wild. What's new? Joachim, how have you been? It is so crazy to be seeing you. That's so cool. I've been doing good. This is my full-time job now, and does not pay well. So that's how I'm doing. Peter was a convert. That's true. That's true. Seagull's back. Egypt, Arabia, the same thing. Spoken like an American, but you're Canadian. Your geography should be good. This is so beautiful, friends. Friends reunion. Lil Wayne wants Pope Calvin. No, thank you. Big fan of your music, or at least I was when I was a child, but not a fan of your Pope names. When are you going to confession for misleading us? You know what? I'm going to confession Saturday either way, but I genuinely might bring it up. I have no idea. The priest is just going to be like, bro, what's wrong with you? It'll bring the prots. Hey, we got Pope Calvin, guys. Come on over. Anthony, help me find my keys. No one will ever lose their keys. He will declare this year the year of not losing your keys. Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen comprise Arabia. I noticed there's no Egypt in there. Pope Boniface. Ooh, that'd be nice. Pope John the White. Are they paying that bird to chill up there? He's in every pic. He just knows what's going on. He knows what's up. He knows where the action's at. Would you answer if the next pope is Louis and calls the next crusade? I must obey my pope. My church needs me. I used to think priests confess to themselves when I first converted. Like look in a mirror and say their sins. I'm not laughing because it's like, no, it is funny. It's funny. I'm just picturing a priest doing that and then absolving himself. But being really serious about it because it's confession. It's obviously a solemn thing. That would be really funny. The bird might be guided by the Holy Spirit. Pope Urban VII. Ooh, Pope Innocent. Transparent smoke. Yes, everybody confirmed we have transparent smoke. It means that voting is not completed yet. Pope Innocent, let the reader understand. Pope Leo would be dope. I heard a priest once say he doesn't do confession in a mirror. It's a kind of a weird thing that a priest would have to say that. I would think we would all kind of know that, unless your name is Ishmael Youssef. Pope Loki the Great. That's the one. That's the one we got to go with. Favorite Catholic sports team? San Diego Padres. They can't manage to win anything, but I still like them. Pope Zoomer. If the next pope is Francis II, the rad trads will lose their mind. I know. Part of me is like, do it. But then part of me is like, maybe not. Maybe let's just avoid the drama that would come from that. Base Padres enjoyer. Yes. Pope Loki would end up being called pagan. That's true. We'd be like, it's just a meme, guys. You don't get it. Studying theology, it's been hard, but I'm loving. How are you? I'm good, man. Just doing this. I'm, trying to make videos that are helpful to new converts or people who are considering converting. That's my goal, and it's been going pretty well. Pope, yes, yeah. Declare this the year of free fried chicken. Pope Linus, that would be really cool. Been a long time for the sequel. That would actually be really nice. Any favorite for Stanley Cup? In my Stanley, I usually put coffee because it keeps it warm. So I have a big like Stanley thermos. Coffee in there. Sometimes you put some chicken soup. So those are my favorites for the Stanley Cup. Pope Dismas. Ooh. Pope Eminem the Third. Pope Damasus. As Real Madrid, I like how they were one of the first teams to pay their respects to Pope Francis. Very based. I debated a Muslim guy at my job a bit tonight. He said just basic copy and paste arguments like false pagan history. Ugh, so embarrassing. Different types of bishops. What is a patriarch? I actually have a video going through all of the levels of hierarchy in the church. Um, I should actually retitle it so it's easier to search. I forgot that I'm sharing my screen. Because I think that is going to be a video that people are looking at during this time. Pope Papadopoulos. Okay. Pope Damascus. Happy for you, man. I hope you succeed in what you do. Really, I've been watching your videos. You've been watching my videos? Oh, man. Thank you. You're too kind. It's 10:51 in Rome right now. Good to know. Just almost dropped my work keys down the elevator shaft. God was looking out. I'm glad that did not happen. That would be very sad. All right, let me find this video and retitle it so that it's easier to find, because I feel like it's going to be very helpful for people right around now. President of Poland declared the day of Francis's funeral national mourning. I think Trump did the same thing. President Trump declared like all of the flags should be at half staff after Pope Francis's passing, which I thought was very kind of him. All right, let's see. I'm going to title this Every Level of the Catholic Church Hierarchy Explained. Oh, but I need to make a new thumbnail. All right, let me make a new thumbnail. Poland being based and Catholic as usual. Very true. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I already have a good thumbnail. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't have to do all that. Don't worry, everybody. You don't have to watch me make a thumbnail. Okay, so if you wanted to know everything about every level of the church hierarchy, then check out this video that I'm going to drop in the chat. So this, this video has all the explanation that you would need. So like, where is that in the Bible? Where is that in the early church? All of that good stuff. Meanwhile, we are still waiting for smoke. You got it. No problem. Yeah. You just got an ad? Oh, you know what? Let me turn that off. I usually turn off ads for live streams because people tend to send super chats. So I feel like that kind of is more worth it than ads anyways. Seagull vacante. Yep. Okay, there shouldn't be any more ads. If there is, let me know. But there shouldn't be. You just got an ad too? Sorry, y'all. I normally remember to turn that off. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird to get those in a live stream. Definitely don't recommend that. Set of a contest about to go crazy with Seagull related conspiracy theories. That's true. How long have I been doing YouTube? Uh, Pretty much exactly a year now. Helping Adrian pay the bills. Watch the ads, guys. I gotta pay the bills. Please. Pray for us in Canada. You know what? I will pray for Canada. um, so Ishmael sent me something from about Canadian dialect that had me very concerned about Canada. So it was a video saying that when Canadians finish a drink, like they drank all of a drink, like a beer, they say, "I'm done my beer." What kind of caveman nonsense is that? I'm done my beer? And then if they say, I'm done with my beer, that means that they're done drinking their beer, but they may or may not have completed, like finished all of the contents of the beer. So this is a very sad development, and I hope Canada recovers and stops. I got the YouTube Premium thing. I think you get paid for me watching ads or no ads. Yeah, I think ads pay a little bit more. So I've heard people say like, oh, YouTube Premium is bad for creators because they get paid less. But I whatever. Yeah, never thought about it. You guys got to stop. Pray for NSW. I don't know what that is. As they are wanting to expand abortion. That's terrible. Force religious hospitals to provide abortion services. Ugh, disgusting. We don't want Toronto, but we want the hockey talent for the Olympics. Yeah. How do I deal with Protestant parents who are against me being Catholic? My dad is a Pentecostal pastor. Oh, um, this might not be the most mind blowing advice, but I would say just avoid arguing. If he brings up arguments first, then you can like respond to them, but be polite. And if it gets too heated, and you can tell that he's not in a position to actually listen to what you're saying thoughtfully, then just say like, "Look, I don't want to fight. If you're curious, I can answer your questions, but this seems like it's turning into a fight. I don't want to do that. I love you." Just approach everything with love, and don't try to avoid getting heated in arguments. And pray for him. I think that that show of restraint and love over your differences is going to be a much better apologetic than any argument you're going to give, because they really don't want to hear arguments. They just want to be right, and they want to show you how right they are or whatever. So, yeah. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Why do we let Canada even exist? These are questions that must be asked. Have you ever covered what's going on in Washington State making seal of confession illegal? Um, Not officially, but I've talked about it on a stream. From what I've seen, it's something that, well, okay, it's being proposed in Colorado as well. So I don't know. I don't really know fully what's going on, but I know that whatever the law of the state says, the law of the church supersedes that, and priests are not going to listen to the state, because if they do, they're they're going to get excommunicated from the church and lose their post as priest. So if you are a Catholic in one of these places that has some kind of a law about priests needing to tell the state about confessions, don't even worry about it. The priest is not going to snitch you out. Just go to confession as you normally would and trust the church, because the priest would not break the seal of confession. That is not a thing that will ever happen. Priests would love to go to jail rather than let that happen. I thought I saw some smoke just now, but I don't think it was. I counter everything. I think there's something wrong at home. I play Gregorian chants once and pray the rosary, and my parents go ballistic. Like I didn't tell them I prayed. My friends say it's demons. Ugh, that's so sad. I'm sorry, man. It must feel really lonely and like everyone's against you, and that is a very sad place to be, very lonely place to be. So I will be praying for you. Everybody in this chat, I hope will be praying for you. And you have a community here. I know it's not the same as an in-person community, but if that's all you got, then we're here. We have a Discord in the description. There's a Discord server where you can just talk to other fellow Catholics. You've had demonic experiences. Okay, like what? Well, if you feel comfortable sharing, but I've had some experiences as well. But yeah. Would you do an ASMR video? No, I wouldn't. Catholic Church has endured Rome, Napoleon, and Soviets and will survive laws prohibiting confession. Yeah, I mean, think about it. We had Rome, where they were feeding St. Ignatius of Antioch, who definitely existed, to lions. You think the Washington State Police are really that scary compared to that? The Washington State Police, Washington State. Is anybody scared of anything that comes out of Washington State? No, no. If we could conquer the Roman Empire, we will conquer Washington State. It's not really that big of a deal. Pope Delay the First. Hey, I'll pray for full rosary for you today. Very kind of you to pray for our brother over here who's going through a hard time, who definitely existed. St. Ignatius of Antioch, who definitely existed. That's the way I, like how the Muslims say peace be upon him and stuff. But for me, it's who definitely existed. Pope Smoke. We should restore the Papal States. I'm open. Good morning, my fellow smoke chasers. What up, Alexander? What time is it for you? I've heard demons chanting my name outside my window. Ooh. And after praying the St. Michael prayer, it stopped. I've had demons knocking Christian posters off the wall. That's crazy. Stay safe. Everybody pray for our brother here so that he can be protected. Just know that if they're messing with you like that, that means you're a real one. You're a real threat. They're scared of losing you, and they're scared of what you might do to them. So it's actually not always a good sign when that's happening, but if you're a faithful Christian and that is happening, then that means, yeah, like they've tried to harass saints and things like that, and saints just laugh at them. I heard of one saint, I don't remember the saint's name, I wish I did, but he walked into his living room and he saw a demon there, or he says it was the devil, and he laughed, and the devil was like, "Why are you laughing?" And he blessed every doorway, every exit point with holy water so the devil could not escape. And he just sat there and praised God in the presence of Satan. And it was torture for him. So, pretty based. St. John Vianney. Oh, yeah. There you go. 2 a.m. here on the west side. Yep, that's where I am. 11 for Alexander. Very cool. Not a bad time. YouTube tries to scare me by notifying if I chat. People will know I'm subscribed to the channel. Do you really want people to know that? You're subscribed to Sips with Sarah? Ugh. 2:35 p.m. in India. Wow. 10 a.m. in the People's Republic of England. Brazil, 6:05. Okay. Still no smoke. How long are we going to be here waiting for the smoke? Ex-Catholic here. Uh, been dipping my toes back in the Tiber lately. Coincided with Easter and death of Pope Francis. Your vids have been helpful. Andrew, you don't know how much that means. Thank you so much. If there's ever any subjects that would be helpful for you, feel free to let me know. If you go in the Discord, the link is in the description, and you can chat in there, and you can even find me in there and just send me a DM. And if there's ever anything that I can help with, really, really happy to do that. 5 a.m. Eastern. Yep. Uganda is 12. Just rest your eyes for a minute. I'll just go like this. But I know that once I close my eyes, there's going to be smoke. That's how it works. Read Roast Adrian. Do not go in the Roast Adrian chat. Here's a funny story. I found you when you were lattes with Luther, but didn't realize you were the same person until you responded to your old TikToks. Wow. Catholicism, wow. That's really cool. Yeah, as I was making that video, I was going back into my old like Protestant TikToks, and I was reading the comments, and somebody commented, "It's funny watching these old TikToks now that you're Catholic." People were asking me to make that video for so long. Cheers, mate. Will do. It's 9:07 p.m. here in New Zealand. We were just talking about New Zealand. Noel, there has been no smoke yet. When is your prediction for white smoke? I'm gonna say either the next voting session, so the one that is like 8 hours from now, or the one following that, which would be tomorrow morning. 2:07 in Cali. Yep. What time is it in Mars? Nobody knows. Is anybody from Mars on the stream? Can you tell us what time it is? Greetings from Germany. God bless you. Germany is not an easy place to be a Catholic right now, so God bless you. Stay strong. I don't know how it is for you, but I just hear it's not great. Glory to Jesus Christ. Very true. Very based. Jay has been to Mars, so he knows how the time zones work over there. You can let us know, please. I think Katy Perry's been to Mars, right? Former Archbishop of Wellington would be a wild choice. Ooh, that would be pretty cool. Mars is probably Florida time. Ooh, please pray for my friend. I don't know how to pronounce that. She was instrumental in leading me to Rome and is now battling stage 4 cancer. Oh, I will definitely include her in my prayers. God bless her. They vote at 6 a.m. Eastern time again. Yeah. How would you talk about Mary being sinless to Protestants? I would just scream at the top of my lungs. I'm just kidding. I would probably draw comparisons between her and the tabernacle. What's it called? Not the tabernacle. I'm sure everyone's going to type it in the chat now, and then they're just going to keep typing it for the next 30 minutes. Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. You don't need to type it in the chat. It's the Ark of the Covenant. Thank you. Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant had to be very carefully constructed. It had to be perfect according to God's instructions because it was going to house God. Seems like kind of a big deal. Seems like something you want to be precise about. So if God took that much care in the construction of the Ark of the Old Covenant, how much more care would he take in the Ark of the New Covenant, in which God himself was entering into the world through Mary's womb? Another argument I've heard, though this wouldn't work for Protestants because it's related to the Eucharist, is that when we receive the Eucharist, we must be without mortal sin, and then also our venial sins are forgiven in our in like I think it's like a general confession that happens in the beginning of the Mass when we say, "Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy." We have to be purged of our sin, clean of sin, when we receive the Eucharist because we're receiving Christ's body and blood and soul and divinity. So if we have to be sinless in receiving his body and blood and soul and divinity, then how much more would Mary have to be sinless in bringing him into the world through her womb? Again, it's not going to work for Protestants probably because they don't believe that the Eucharist really is the body and blood, soul, and divinity of Christ. But it at least shows that there's a logical consistency there. If you were Indiana Jones, you would have known that. That is so true. Kyrie eleison, yes. And I saw somebody in the chat say that she's also the new Eve. So this is one of those things that it's not explicitly stated in Scripture, but it's very easily understood using scriptural principles. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for a Protestant. How do I deal with lust as a Catholic brother? Pray the rosary every day. Sounds like you already do that, so that's great. Find a community of other Catholics if you can. Read the lives of the saints. Read about the saints. Read the writings of the saints. Read scripture regularly. This whole thing the goal is to keep your mind on higher things. Also, just realize the situations that you're in when you usually succumb to lust. Usually, you're probably isolated. I've heard an acronym used before. I think it's like hungry, angry, stressed. I can't remember it all. But identify the things that happen around these situations and avoid those things or find other ways to deal with those. So if you're stressed out and you're in your house or you're at work and or I guess you wouldn't need to worry about it at work, hopefully you're not doing that at work. But if you're in your home and you find yourself getting stressed out and that's what you would normally look to as a source of relief, go for a walk. Just like get out of your house as soon as you notice anything and just do what you can. Go to confession regularly. I recommend face-to-face confession if you're okay with that. Stick with the same priest and just tell him that I'm struggling with this and I'm just going to keep coming and confessing to you until, with the help of the Holy Spirit, I overcome this. So those are some things that helped me. So I'm not just talking about this as somebody who's like above it all. This is a very common struggle, and it's gonna be a process, and you're gonna feel discouraged at times. But don't give up. That's the key. When you read the lives of the saints, most of them, you see that they're not perfect people. They're just people who continue to rely on God's grace every time they failed. So rely on God's grace. It is always there. There's never a case where it's like, oh, now you're way messed up. You're way too far out of the reach of God's grace. That's never the case. Always rely on God's grace. Keep getting up, and eventually you will make it out of this. That is 100% true. I don't care how deep you're in this world. How do I stop being a lazy old idiot as a Catholic? You know what? If you figure that out, please tell me. Can't fully convert to Catholicism until I'm 18, which is next year. So there's anti-conversion laws in India, so I can't receive the Eucharist and I can't go to confession. Oh, well, if it's possible, make try to find a priest there and just at least make a friendship with the local priest. I mean, the church teaches that if you desire the sacraments like baptism, confirmation, and even confession, if you are truly contrite, um, then you can receive the graces of those sacraments, even if you can't receive them because of things outside of your control. Ask to be baptized in secret. That's a great idea. Still no smoke. We want the smoke. You can take a bottle of water to a priest and do it. Much blessings, my guy. Can't imagine how hard you have it, bro. That really does seem very difficult. What's the ping on the Vatican live stream? I mean, it is up to date. We are live. I can refresh it if we want to be sure. I can also check another stream. I'm sure EWTN is probably streaming. Imagine if it just froze. I got holy water. My priest gave it to me. That's cool. Nice. I'm sure they'd be willing to baptize you in secret. I don't see why they would refuse to do that. EWTN is not live. How is that possible? I'll talk to him about it. Yeah, and then once you're baptized, you're forgiven of all the sins you committed before your baptism, which is beautiful. Let me see. I know the AP has a good stream. Are they live? Chimney watch. Show us the chimney. So this is AP now. Associated Press. Favorite musical artist right now? I haven't been listening to a lot of music lately, but I should. I really like Coulter Wall, Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers. Those are some country singers that I really like. I also really like some rappers. Aesop Rock is really good, though the content of his music is not always the best. I try to avoid some of it. Who else is good? I don't know. Haven't listened to much music as of late. Holy smokes, yep. AP News or AP the Ortho Bro? The news, man. You think Ortho Bro has a live stream of the Vatican up? I doubt it. Coldplay? I don't understand why people like Coldplay. They're not bad, but it's like whatever. Seagull just chilling. Next book I'm gonna read. Uh, I'm finishing up Jewish Roots of the Eucharist right now. After which I am planning to read probably Jewish Roots of Mary. But I also want to brush up on some church fathers. I want to read. I read all the letters of Ignatius. I read the letter of Clement to the Corinthians. I want to read more letters like that from the early church fathers. AP came into the church. Yes, I heard that. Who is the most overrated music artist of all time? 21 Pilots. Fleetwood Mac is pretty good as well. Jewish Roots of Mary pretty much sealed the deal for me. Nice. Justin Martyr. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go to next. His dialogue with Trypho the Jew. Beyonce's overrated. Very true. Um, yeah, Justin Martyr is great. Do you attend TLM? Sometimes. I really enjoy it. But my parish also has a very good Novus Ordo, so I kind of go back and forth from time to time. Mostly the Novus Ordo, but once every month or once every couple months, I'll do a TLM. 21 Pilots are Christian? Okay. I don't have to like them just because they're Christian. Theology of the Body? No, but I am going to read that this year. I've committed to that. As far as Christian music, I really like Hell's Enemy. Is death metal. Voluntary Mortification. Very, very good band. And there's a few others that I'm not thinking of. Cultist was good. More like thrash metal. Yeah, some good stuff. Asher, let's talk a little more behind the scenes, and then maybe we can set something up like that. That'd be cool. Nickelback is probably the best band ever. Okay, well, I'm going to ban you from the stream now. Books with Sarah? Book review? God bless you too. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out. We got about 200 people here, almost 200 people here. Very cool. Opinion on Sam Shamoon? The dude is a genius. And I wish I were half as smart as him. The Seagull is there. He's kind of hard to see, but he's up here. See him? He's just vibing out. Pigeon wants smoke. Can I be part of the Asher content? I'm a Catholic dad from Australia, born in India. Whoa. Are you a convert as well? You don't have to be, but be interesting. Who does it in your parish? I don't think it's the FSSP. I think it's just normal. Normal. That's going to get me in trouble. I think it's just normal people. How can we connect? Join the Discord. That's the best way. And then you can find me on there and DM me. Diocesan, yes. There you are. I see you. All right. Got you, man. We have so many people in the Discord now. 232 members. Cradle Catholic will connect on the Discord. Bath time for the kids now. God bless and Godspeed. God bless you. Thanks for hanging out. Could the smoke come out at any time or are we waiting for nothing? It could come out at any time. Can come in about half an hour. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. So until then we can just hang out, guys. Man, there's so many people joining that the Discord thinks that we're being spammed. Those darn chimney worshippers. All hail the chimney. I want to take a look at what people are saying on X, if that's okay with you guys. I wish I had a... Yeah. Not sure how this would work. I'll look on my phone, and if there's anything interesting, I'll let you know. Came here for the chimney, bro. Why are you active in Discord? Discord's good, man. I only join sketchy Telegram groups. Hey, man, we're trying to promote our cryptocurrency. If you join our Telegram group, you can get access to the pre-sale of our cryptocurrency. Watch me get banned off of YouTube now. Think we'll get a Pope today? I think it's likely. Maybe not in this first voting session, but later on in the day, I think so. 200 viewers. Can we get 200 likes on the stream, though? That's what I want to know. Why is there not a stream with a temperature gauge so we know when the chimney's getting ready? What are some good resources to better understand the church's teaching on eschatology? I let go of my once firm grip of evangelical rapture teaching. That's a good question. I know that Catholic Answers has good resources for everything you could possibly ask. So I would literally just go to their website and type in end times. Their search engine is very good, and they're not a sponsor or anything like that. But I highly recommend their website as a resource. It's been very helpful for me and even researching for videos. So, and even my wife has been using them. She's a new Catholic as well, so she's been using their website for a lot. I do not have a Telegram group, no. The Rapture, good movie, bad reality stuff. Rare Catholic post-millennial, interesting. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. Is the Catholic Church amillennial? I know that when I was a Lutheran, Lutherans are amillennial. Yes, I have used Truthfully, and it is also very good. I think there are some things they could do to make it a little more user friendly, but as far as information, and the usability is perfectly fine. It's just like not as advanced as some of like the other AI apps, but the information is very good. I've used that to research for some videos as well. They're not a sponsor either. So Jimmy Akin made a great Rapture video. There you go. Catholics are amillennial. That's what I thought. Based amillennialists. What do you think of the saying, you do not choose a patron saint, your patron saint chooses you? I think that is true. In a lot of the stories I've heard of people's, how they came to, I don't know, discover their saint or choose their saint, if you want to use that language. It seems like like they didn't intellectually think about it necessarily. Catholic perspective on smoking. Smoking marijuana, I think in most cases is, I mean, this is my thought. I don't think the church has officially declared something on marijuana, but a lot of priests will say that it is sinful. And by the way, if you ever talk to a priest and they contradict anything I say, go with a priest. Okay, this is just stuff this is what I personally think and what I've heard other priests say. So I am not smarter than any priest. But smoking cigarettes and cigars, I smoke cigars. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I think it's perfectly okay. Be mindful of your health, obviously. Don't harm yourself because you have an obligation to be here to live a long life and serve those who are in your care. Yeah. I smoke cigarettes, but I keep it not a lot. And if I feel I'm being addicted, I stop. That's very healthy. Marijuana is bad because it takes away reason. Exactly. Same reason alcohol is sinful, not because of itself. Yeah, well, that's why, like, in alcohol, it's not sinful to drink any amount of alcohol. You can drink some amount of alcohol, but being drunk is a sin. So drinking without reaching the point of drunkenness is okay. But again, be mindful. Be mindful of your health. And if you're somebody who struggles with substance abuse, maybe a good idea to avoid it. So, yeah. Aquinas would be against weed. There you go. What else do you need to hear? Numbs our ability to reason. Same reason not to overdrink. Moderation of tobacco, same as alcohol. Yeah. Although I've never heard of somebody smoking too much tobacco and then losing their ability to reason. But bad for your health, obviously. When I became Catholic, I didn't realize I'd be spending so much time staring at a chimney like it owes me money. We're just like, where's the smoke? You owe me smoke. What health effects does drinking have on somebody? It's not great. Obviously, detrimental to your liver if you do it too much. And it can affect your sleep if you drink before bed and things like that. So, what if the stream disconnects? That would never happen because this is a professional live stream, everybody. Tony Soprano about to take that chimney out. Just woke up. Did we get the second fumata yet? No. We are still waiting, which is why we are staring at this chimney. Once we do get it, I'm guessing it's going to be black smoke, but once we do get it, we can peace out. And I'm going to go try to get some sleep. But for now, we are here staring at this chimney. This is the most important chimney in the entire world. All the other chimneys are jealous of this chimney. No one stares at any other chimney. I don't know if weed numbs our ability to reason. I was a heavy weed smoker and I solve world peace every day. Very true. Controversial opinion, but I'd rather stare at this chimney than attend a Protestant service. Time estimate? I mean, there's no official time estimate. I'm guessing within the next 30 minutes or so, at most an hour. It's 2:30 a.m. for me, same. But I don't have finals tomorrow, so we're good. That is a good thing. You can sleep in. This one camera on the top right that keeps shaking is making me like, did something happen? That real blessing, the food exploded, huh? It did. I was surprised how well that did, but I'm glad. On Instagram, it's almost at 200K. It's my best performing reel, and it was probably the easiest one to make. So that doesn't make me feel great, but I'm glad something I made is doing good. Recovering alcoholic by God's merciful and loving grace. I have 11 years of sobriety. Praise God. And my stomach is still messed up. Dang. Get terrible heartburn if I don't take my meds. Yeah, that is one of the risks. What's it like being Catholic? Woke up at 4 and I stared at a chimney. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm getting ideas for memes as we're watching this. Be kind to the chimney. He's just a bit shy. True. During the conclave, who and how is the food delivered to the cardinals? I don't know. Uncool kids these days. Go for a movie. Chad Catholics watching chimney for hours until white smoke. Yes. I don't know what chicken jockey is, so I didn't get that part. Time for bed. All right. We will let you know how it turns out. God bless you. Good night. My atheist and Protestant friends will never understand why I spent hours on stream staring at a chimney. The chimney. The chimney demands to be stared at. Suffering in PST. Yeah. How do you weigh up the business side, i.e., performance and getting views, with being more in depth with your teaching? Indeed, that is the question that we all ask ourselves. I don't know. I try to focus on what content is actually going to help people. Sorry. I thought I saw smoke and then I spaced out. And I try to package that in as consumable a way as possible. So that's what I try to do. Sometimes there are current events that offer me the opportunity to speak about something that otherwise would not be relevant. Like this whole conclave thing gives me the opportunity to talk about why do we have a pope? Why do cardinals vote for the pope? What are all the different levels of the hierarchy of the church, and why do we have those? So There are some current events things that feed into making some subjects that are beneficial for people to learn about also more clickable. So try to keep an eye out for those opportunities. Does it smoke at a certain time or is it random? It is random. It is whenever they finish voting. My full name, it's in the channel. In the name of the channel. Just got my second win watching from Mountain Standard Time. The top right one, it looks like smoke is coming out, but I don't think it is. That's really frustrating. I'm on the edge of my seat watching this chimney. This is the most interesting chimney in the world. Someone commented yesterday that this is the most interesting BBC content they've seen in a while. The BBC is so boring. I try to watch them to see if there's any like world events going on or what's going on in the world. And they do like 30-minute specials on how a guy rides a bike to work instead of driving a car or something in the UK. And like, does anybody really care about this? Nobody's watching this. Stop it. Let's go. The thumbnail picture is real. Orthodox patriarchs are elected by a holy synod, which is like a conclave. I think Eastern Catholic churches do a similar thing, and it is assented by the Pope. Interesting. This is certainly more fun than most of Hollywood. That is true. Love from Sri Lanka. Wow. Hello. I don't know what this means. I am too boomer. Ponder the chimney. Indeed. Sing Salve Regina. I don't actually know all the lyrics. I don't know the Salve Regina in Latin, if I'm being quite honest. I can do the Ave Maria, but I might get copyrighted. Ave Maria. Where are those Latin speaking seagulls? When does the new Pope crawl out of the chimney? Reverse Santa Claus. Watching the chimney is the closest we'll get to world peace. You were streaming when I went to sleep. Well, you probably was that like a long time ago? Because I streamed yesterday. Right now it's 2:45 a.m. I streamed yesterday and I stopped at like 4 p.m. So I had a pretty good break in between that. Took a nap, recovered a bit. How are you guys so funny? Waking up to you singing Ave Maria and watching a chimney is too Catholic. Maybe if we sing to the chimney, it'll produce white smoke. I never thought I'd watch a chimney for fun. Favorite, most beautiful prayer? I really like the Sub Tuum Praesidium is really good. I actually don't really pray it often, but I also really like the um, Memorare, though I don't have it memorized, which is ironic. Yeah, that was an earlier stream. So I streamed for 7 hours yesterday. and then I took a break because I felt like I was going to fall asleep. And I'm back now for this next smoke signal. When I was a kid, I watched my neighbor's chimney to see if Santa Claus would pop out. Now I'm an adult and watch the Vatican's chimney to see if a pope will pop out. This is our life. We chose to be Catholics. This is what we signed up for. Shane Smith, yes. Very cool guy. I met him. Subtuum Praesidium, definitely goated. Can you explain how the conversion process works? Like we are baptized and what happens next? So I don't know if it's different where you are. I'm not sure how it works in different parts of the world, but I think generally it's the case that you go through a series of classes, and then once you complete, in my diocese, a year rather of classes. So once you go through a year of classes, you can receive. If you're not baptized yet, you can receive baptism, confirmation, and Eucharist. If you're already baptized, then you would just receive confirmation and Eucharist if the baptism was valid. Sounds like you might not have been baptized yet, so that baptism, confirmation, and Eucharist would happen for you after a year of going through classes. That's how it's done here. It might be done the same there, but yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember you, Kyle. How you doing, man? What are you doing up right now, besides staring at chimneys? Someone said smoke, but I don't see smoke. EWTN is streaming now. All right, let me pull that up. We got 224 people in here. Whoa. Can you guys do me a favor and like the stream, please? There are 160 likes, 226 folks in here. I know we can do this. I believe. We're here at 3 in the morning. We got this. All right. Here's EWTN stream. Let's see. Let me try to format this a little nicer. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you guys for liking the stream. It's 7 a.m. where Millie is, so you're probably what is that, East Coast? No, that's 6 a.m. Or it's about to be 6 in the East Coast. I don't know where you are, Millie. You're on Mars. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Gotta go. God bless. Thanks for the good content. I'm glad that you enjoyed. Thank you for hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with you. And God bless you and the rest of your day. Has there been a time when the Pope has been elected in the first 3 votings? I don't think so. I mean, no, I'm sure it has happened. No, yeah. There was a case where that happened. Have you been awake this whole time? I took a break. I streamed yesterday for 7 hours. I took a break, took a nap, and came back once the voting commenced again. Australia, lots of Australians in the house here. How about you lead a rosary for the Cardinals? I prayed a rosary before coming on for the conclave, so I could do that. Although what is more likely to happen is that there's not going to be 224 people praying with me. It's just half of the people are going to leave. 150 in Dubai. Hello. Welcome. People from all over the world in here. Australia. The Pope conspiracies on Instagram are crazy. I know. My phone is overheating from being on this stream for so long. This is a very heated stream. I'd be super disappointed if I missed my first smoke from the chimney, of course. Yes. A pope was selected with 3 votes in 1923. Makes sense. Anyone here watching The Chosen? Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out. I think it comes out next month online. If there's still place for the other popes, TikTok lied to me. Yes, there is still place for. Oh, is that white smoke? Nope, it's black. Oh, that got me so excited for a second. Let me see what they're saying.
To a conclusion.
After 3 ballots.
Ballot number 3.
At the very time I was talking about a fire in 1823, we have a fire in 2025, and the two
That's
cohere.
right. Well, are we certain that that is the third ballot? Do we have that with certainty?
Metaphysical certainty.
Great. Well, that's good to know, and I think important for our family to continue to pray for this. It's just
I thought it was black. I thought it was
really
white
is,
smoke.
especially during the daytime, to see
It's
that
black.
contrast with this beautiful sky. But
So what we can know with metaphysical, ontic certainty, however you want to describe it, is that they did their first ballot of the morning.
That's right.
That was inconclusive. They set the ballots aside, moved immediately to a second ballot. This is the result. So now the ballots from both of those sessions have been burned.
and the notes.
And the notes.
So everything has been put together from
Correct.
that
My
session,
heart
from
rate
the
too,
morning
man.
session for today, second day of voting, ballots 2 and 3, into the fire, burned, and they start again this afternoon. What do they do in the meantime? Now we talked about the chef yesterday, so we know they're going to have a good meal.
Yes, andiamo a pranzo.
See. Will they rest?
So they will leave the Sistine Chapel, either walk or take a bus back to the Domus Sancti Marte. They will have lunch. People will be able to talk and confer. I'm sure there's a lot of that's going to be happening. Some will be able to take.
Oh, man. Thank you for the super chat, Blasco. Wanted to ask, what should I do because I want to be Catholic, but the churches around me are very pro LGBTQ, and I don't feel it's good to go there because I struggled with that and feel like they won't take my confession serious. I think if you are left with the choice of no church, no sacraments, or an imperfect church and valid sacraments, I think you got to go with the sacraments. Because it's not about whether the priest is, perfect. Unfortunately, there are a lot of imperfect priests, and it's not about whether everything that the church believes or practices is valid, but it's about whether the sacraments are valid. That's why we go to church, for the sacraments. So whether or not, all of that aside, their confession is valid. The absolution you receive from the priest will be valid. Even if in his head he doesn't think that something is a sin, he's still going to say the absolution. That's still valid. Their baptisms are valid. Their Eucharist is valid. So I say still go. And try to be a voice for pushing more of biblical values and traditional values that the church has taught for the last 2,000 years. Yeah, try to find a different church if possible, but either way, we're there for the sacraments. When will we have the next smoke? It will be in roughly 7 hours. The next voting will start. So for me, that'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time. Let me make sure that is true. Yes, 10 a.m. Pacific time will be the next voting session. Am I some kind of engineer? I was a software engineer before I got laid off. Smoke is coming out kind of fast. Yeah. I think they've updated how they do the smoke to make it more aggressive so that there's no question about whether it's white smoke or not. So that people don't start saying nonsense conspiracy theories. Hello, Michigan. Thank you for being here. Next one in 2 hours? No, the next one will be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So right now it's about to be 3 a.m. Pacific time. So in about 7 hours. I saw your GitHub profile. Bro, you stalking me? How do they get these shots? These are such cinematic shots that they're getting of the smoke. Setting my alarm. Good night. Morning? More smoke in 7 hours. Yes. It'll probably be like the voting will start in 7 hours and then it'll probably take an hour or 2 hours after that. And then we'll get smoke. But I'll be live at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which will be in 7 hours. So if you guys appreciate this, this time that we've been spending together, I appreciate it. It's been awesome. Please make sure to subscribe. If you guys aren't subscribed already, then that's kind of weird that you've been hanging out here and not subscribed. If you can, this is my full-time job. So if you would like to support the channel with some of the links in the description where you can donate, we're trying to build a studio right now. So if you would donate to that, if you're able, that would be very helpful. Or if you'd be a member at cafe.sipswithsarah.com, the link is in the description. That's a great way to support the channel as well. So if you appreciate this, these are some ways that you can support. Really appreciate everybody hanging out and supporting the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope they're wearing sunscreen. I know. 10:30 Eastern. From what I see 10 Pacific. Crazy how it will be 10 a.m. for you guys and 10 p.m. for me. That is crazy. Are you going to be able to be around for that? Hopefully, but I mean, also, it's a weeknight. Might have better things to do, like sleep. So understandable. Be responsible. What's the longest recorded conclave in history? I think it was 3 years. 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Asher. Awesome. Looking forward to hanging out again. I'll stay on for another couple minutes. Is chimney watching a legit excuse to get out of work? I don't think so. Yeah, 3 years was the longest. I will literally check in the middle of my class. I see 5:30 and 7 p.m. Rome time for the next two. Okay. So I think Rome is 7 hours ahead of California time, Pacific time. So then that would be 12. Oh man. I saw a picture. Somebody shared like an official thing. We could be watching smoke every day for 3 years. How far are you from your studio fundraising goal? We are halfway there. So we have a lot of really good momentum. The goal is in sight. We're getting there. Do you know any Spanish? Sí, poquito, porque mi familia son de Argentina, pero nunca me enseñó. Enseñaron? I don't know the word for that. Por eso yo estudié solo, pero todavía no es bien, as you can see. All right, Asher, thank you for hanging out. Really, really great to meet you, and we will be in touch. God bless you. I'll be praying for you. Everybody pray for Asher. And yeah, we'll see you in the next stream. But I'm still here. Probably going to take off the roof if it goes past 1 month. Yeah, I don't think they're going to put up with that. Syro Malabar Catholic Church. I've heard of it. I don't know much about it. Safe for Americans to get some sleep now. True. We should pray the rosary at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it's an option. The Seagull definitely has inside info. Hey, Germany, thank you. Thank you for watching the videos. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Poland, super based. Favorite prayer? The Litany of Humility. It's my favorite because it's my least favorite. Okay, let me make sure that the next one is at 10 a.m. Pacific. Now we're watching a commercial. We need an update from the Seagull. Come on, Seagull. Let's see. When does the conclave resume? Black smoke. Yeah. Do. I hate when they write these articles and they have to put a bunch of fluff just to keep you on the page longer. Like, just give me the times. What happens next? May 8th schedule. So, okay, yeah. So 4:30 a.m. That was the votes that just happened. Then the Cardinals returned to Santa Marta for lunch. And at I'm seeing here, yeah, USA Today is saying 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, voting resumes. So at the latest, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have smoke. Maybe that's where I was getting that from. So I don't know. I'll probably go live maybe a little bit earlier than 10 because there may or may not be smoke at that time. That's what USA Today says. I can check other sources. Okay. Next vote. Yeah. Can we just get like a clear list of times? All right, let me see if I can get a voting schedule. When is the smoke? That's all I want to know. Just give me a picture. Okay, here we go. So for Thursday, which is right now, so yeah, they're saying 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time is when they will have the first vote. And then if that one is inconclusive, there will be no smoke, and they'll go into the next ones, which should conclude around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. So that would be earlier for me. So I'm going to get like a couple hours of sleep and then be back to live. 10 a.m. California. That seems to be the case. Okay. Well then, if you guys want to catch the next stream, make sure to subscribe and join the Discord and support the channel using the links in the description. And thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to go try to get a couple hours of sleep, and I will see you all in a few hours. God bless. In the meantime, pray. Yeah, I heard earlier times as well. So I'm gonna be on fairly early. I guess I'll see whatever EWTN is streaming. All right, see you guys on the next one. God bless.